Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to create a load balancer in GCP. It sounds simple, but actually is not. So I spent a lot of time today figuring out the easiest way or the quickest way or the simplest way to create a load balancer. It is not easy. So I boiled it down to the minimum possible steps. I'm going to show you that. The equivalent, the layer 7 load balancer in AWS is pretty easy to do, but for some reason it is very confusing in Google Cloud. So first of all, if you Googled how to make a load balancer in GCP, you will end up in this page. What you will see here is a huge list of steps that you have to do because you have to create the backend service, the incident group, and like 50 other things. Well, I'm exaggerating, maybe 10 or so other things. Turns out you don't need them. But more importantly, they don't call a load balancer, they call a load balancer in console load balancer, but in gcloud CLI, they call it URL maps, which is why it's very confusing. So in the console, I'm here in load balancing. This is actually outdated and I'm going to recreate them. So I'm going to refresh that. And you will see there's no load balancer here. What if I wanted to create one? I would go and create. But you will see you have to choose a lot of stuff just to get a load balancer going. And that is very confusing. It's not clear. You don't know really how to proceed. So I'm going to block that off right now. We'll go back to load balancing web page. So I've figured out that what you really need is a URL map, which is the load balancer. For that, you need a backend service, and for a backend service, you need a health check. Those are the three minimum things you need to create a load balancer. So I wrote a script for doing just that, and I'm going to in the description, I'm going to add most of the steps so you know how to do that yourself if you need to. But here is the script. Well, actually, I should just do more. Basically, I log into my personal account. I create a health check because I need that for backend service. And then I create a URL map, which is a load balancer, and I'll show you that it actually does work. So I'm going to run the script. And once it finishes, I will go to the console and show you that a load balancer, or actually two load balancers, one HTTP and one HTTPS. These are the equivalent of an ALB in AWS. So while it's doing that, I just want to reiterate that a load balancer in the UI in GCP is called URL maps in CLI for Google Cloud, which is very confusing. And you need a backend service and a health check. Those are the minimum requirements. It may not actually work in the end because you're missing some pieces, but at least you will have one in the UI. So it's creating the backend service now. And you will see in the console, there's still nothing yet because I haven't created the URL map yet. So going back to the script here, just created the backend service and give it a second. Now it's going to create the URL map, which is actually a load balancer. So hopefully it will show up quickly on the UI. It's created the HTTP load balancer first, and then it's going to create, right now it's going to create a HTTPS load balancer. It will not function because it's still missing some pieces. Anyhow, going back to the UI, hopefully it will show up really fast. And there they are. There's two load balancers that are actually called URL maps. Hopefully this video was useful to you because it was very confusing to me why it was so hard to create a load balancer in GCP. If the video was useful, please like and subscribe. That really helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and I will see you next time.